Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Srinivasa Biology Tutorial. In this section to discuss the plant kingdom continuation of the pteridophytes, that is Gymnosperms. Gymnosperms. Gymno means naked, sperma means seeds. So naked seeded plants is called as a gymnosperms. These plants are which are their ovules are not enclosed by any ovary wall and retain the exposure to the both before and after fertilization. Before and after fertilization, to get completely the seeds are there completely naked only, and the seed have been developed post fertilization or is not covered, because what is the development is takes place here, post fertilization is not covered, that is in a naked. Okay, now gymnosperms are included as in a the medium sized trees or tall trees, shrubs is present, but in the gymnosperms they consider as what, the medium sized trees as present, tall trees as present, and shrubs also present. Now, one of the gymnosperm that gained the redwood tree, that is called as an sequoia. It is a completely the gymnosperm that gained redwood tree is called as what? Sequoia. It is one of the tallest tree species. What is the tallest gymnosperm means? That is a sequoia. Next, these roots are the generally is the tap roots, and these roots or some genera have as in a fungal association in a mycorrhiza. In that, for example, that roots has present, that root has in what, their fungal associates as present, like as in a mycorrhiza, like coralline roots and mycorrhiza roots like. See, the mycorrhiza you see that in a pinus plant, while in other cycas their small specialized roots is called as a coralline roots as present, which help to as an associated with as a nitrogen fixation in the cyanobacteria members. So in the atmospheric nitrogen to get uptake, they are fixed here on the roots to get forms as in a small nodules. To get forms as in a their small nodules as produced. Now the leaves are then very simple and compound. Yeah, one more point here. It is the stem is unbranched in cycas, branched in pinus. Here in a unbranched, it is in a only for unbranched, that is called as an a. The best example is what, that is in a cycas, and to get produced as a number of branches like that is in a pinus plant. That is in a pinus plant. Now these leaves are then a simple and compound. The cycas in pinnately leaves that persistent for any few years. So it has in that pinnately compound leaves as present. That pinnately compound leaves they having as in a persistent for as in a few years. Now the leaves of the gymnosperms are in well adapted to as in a withstand the extreme temperatures. So in the gymnosperms their leaves are well adapted because they are growing as in high temperature regions also. Their humidity and wind line. In some conifers, their needle-like leaves reduced as in the surface of the area. So some leaves are there appear as in some completely like the needle-like structures also they are present. Their thick cuticle and the sunken stomata help to as in reduce the water loss. So in these leaves also they having as in a sunken stomata is present. Sunken stomata means the stomata they are having as in a lower side of the leaf or lower side of the epidermis is called as a sunken stomata. So in that entire the leaf, their entire side the outermost layer they are covered with as in a cuticle layer. So what is the major function of in that cuticle? It is to get a loss of or prevent the water loss. Okay, and then this the gymnosperms are heterosperms. The gymnosperms are the heterosporous because they produce as in a haploid microspores and megaspores. To get producing as in a here microspores as producing, and then megaspores also to producing. So here completed to having is what, two kinds of spores as producing. Hence it is called as what in a heterosporous condition. Now the two kinds of the spores are produced within the sporangia, that balls are the sporophylls which are arranged as in a spirally along with the axis. It is in a lac or in a compact strobule or cones. They're completely a compact structure. Here number of their compact structures here notice. Here they're completely spirally or lax or compact structures you notice, that is called as in what, strobulus or cones. Strobili or cone. Okay. Now, this strobili bearing as a microsporophyll and microsporangia are called as a microsporangiate or male strobile. For example, it is to get producing as a male, that is called as what? That is a microsporangia or microsporophyll or the male strobili. And then the microspores developed into the male gametophytic generation with as in a highly reduced and confined to as only the limited number of cells. It is to get produced as in a after reduced that in a coniferates, it is to produce as in a limited number of cells. Next, this reduced gametophyte is called as what? Pollen grains. When they get each one to get released as a number of their pollen grains, each to get produced as in a number of pollen grains are to produce. Now the development of the pollen grains takes place within the microsporangia. So it is completed as called as what? Microsporangia. In this microsporangia to get producing as what? Number of pollen grains. Now these cones are bearing as in a the megasporophylls with ovules are in a megasporangia are called as in a macrosporangiate or female strobili. Before you say about as in a male strobili, it is to get macro. Macro means what? That is in a completely that female, that is called as a female strobili. The male or female cones or strobilis maybe they are born on the same tree like in a pinus. However, the cycas, the male cones and the megasporophylls are born as in a different trees and means here one plant it is completely male produced and another plant to get produced as a female. One to get produced as a female. That male that is in a megasporophyll mother cell to differentiate it from as a one cell of the nucellus. So here mother cell, that mother cell to get forms as only one parental cell only. Now that nucellus is protected by as that envelopes and their composite structure is called as ovule. It is to completely to covered with as that ovule like structure is present. They are completely covered with as one ovule is present. The ovules are born the megasporophyll, which may be they are clustered from as in male cones. It is to get formed as a number of their clusters like structures. Number of their cluster like structures to notice on that in a female cone. Now, this megaspore mother cell divided in mitotic to form as a four megaspores. One parental cell to get divided to get forms how many cells? To get forms as a four cells. To get forms as a four cells. Here, one of the megaspores enclosed with as a megasporangium. So each one is called as what? One megasporangium. Is called as what? Megasporangium. It is developed into as a multicellular female gametophyte that bears to as a two or more archegonia. So it is one developed as a one or more. They are completely two or more archegonias or the female sex organs as produced. Each one to get producing as a two or more that female sex organs are produced. Now the multicellular female gametophyte is also the retained with as in that megasporangium. It is also they are retained from where? On the megasporangium only. On the megasporangium only. Next, after the unlike of the bryophytes, the pteridophytes, in the gymnosperms, their male and female gametophytes do not have as an independent free living existence. So they are completely the bryophytes and pteridophytes they having as a free living existence, but here that condition is not present. They are retained that within the in a sporangia, they are retained only on the in a sporophyte, only sporophyte to get producing as in that spores. The pollen grains is in released from the microsporangium. So microsporangium to get released as in a number of the pollen grains. They are in carried air current and come contact with as an open of the ovule to bond as an that megasporophyll. So this enter the pollen grains to get reach as in the embryo sac of the ovule of in a female gametophyte, and here to get completely they are fused. They are fused. Next, here the pollen tube carry the male gametophyte grows towards the archegonia. The ovules they discharge either in a contains near the mouth of the archegonium, nearby the archegonium mouth to get released here. And the following the fertilization, zygote develops and embryo and ovule seeds is produced. So when this enter the pollen tube to get carry that in a pollen grains and to get fused with as an excel or to get form as what in a zygote. This zygote to get forms as an embryo, offering this embryo to develop as an ovules. In these ovules to get forms as what seeds. So this is all completely the sequence of the development, and that seeds are completely not covered, means here the seeds having as a light directly, means here seeds are there naked only, seeds are completely they are naked seed as present. Okay, these are next angiosperms. Next one, that is in angiosperms. In that angiosperms, the unlike of the gymnosperms where their ovules are naked, they are gymnosperms. So in that in the angiosperms they are flowering plants. So mostly the angiosperms are what ma? Angiosperms are in completely flowering plants. The pollen grains and ovules to develop in the specialized structures is called as in a flower. So when we take as in one complete flower, in this flower to get forms as what? That all the sex organs to get produced. Like as in a that male and the female, the sex organs are produced. Male and the female sex organs as produced. Okay, like, and then now the angiosperm, the seeds are the enclosed as in a fruits. So inside they developed as in a fruit, they are enclosed as in the number of the fruitlets as present. The angiosperms they are in a, especially the large group of the plant occurring as in a wide range of in a habit. So this is a high level of characters because they are having as in a fruit the seed they are covered with as a number of layers. Next, the range of the size of the in smallest is Wolfia, largest is Actocarpus. Up to they grow as in 100 meters. So the smallest angiosperm is what? That is in a Wolfia. Wolfia is in a smallest angiosperm, and the tallest tree in the angiosperm is called that is in a Ectocarpus. Sorry, in that eucalyptus. That is what? Eucalyptus. See, smallest plant is in a Wolfia and tall tree is called as what? That is in a eucalyptus. It is grow approximately in a 100 meters. Now, they provide as in within the food, fodder, fuels, medicines and several other commercially and important products. So, in these angiosperms, to get produced as in a food, fodders, fuels, medicines and several commercially important products also they are producing for this angiosperms. They divided into two classes. One is in a dicotyledon and another one is in a monocotyledon. For example, the seed has only one single cotyledon, that is in a dicots, and if in case the seed consists of as in two cotyledons, that is called as what? Dicotyledon plants. So that is how the angiosperms would divide as in the two classes. One is in a gymnosperm, sorry, one is in a dicotyledon, and one is in a monocotyledon. Okay, these are the in completely the chapter of in a plant kingdom. Remaining to continue in next class. Thank you.